Hello and welcome back to Open Everyone. My True Colors Festival. Yes, it highlights work by and for LGBTQ individuals and persons of color during the month of June in conjunction with the National Pride Month and the American Black Film Festival. And the festival, aims to fight for social justice and share cultural diversity through the arts. And well, here now we have filmmaker Jack Harris, right?
Garris.
Garris.
Yes.
Garris. Jack Garris.
Got it.
Got it. Welcome, Jack.
Hi, Rhina.
I know that you're here as a filmmaker.
Yes.
But before we talk about your film,
Sure.
Can you share a little insight about My True Colors Festival?
Sure. Well, I know that it's in its third year, and it is an arts multidisciplinary festival. You know, has like dance and lots of art involved, not just film. And it's going to be in Brooklyn. It's this weekend. And our film, Free CC, is going to be screening on Sunday at 6.
So I noticed that they acknowledge LGBTQIA. We said LGBTQ because it's interesting. And so what would the I and the A?
Okay, well, I used to work for a show called In the Life, so I
Right.
know about what we used to call affectionately the eye chart.
Okay. Okay. Educate us, please.
Lesbian,
Right,
gay,
right.
bisexual, trans.
Right.
And then Q would be queer.
Right.
Because some people do not identify with the aforementioned. And I would be intersex. And A are for people who identify as asexual.
Interesting.
Yes.
Interesting. So it's
The
really,
colors of the rainbow.
it is the colors of the rainbow. Yes. And let's talk a little bit about the colors of the rainbow and how you've played a really big role in capturing it and documenting
Thank you.
certain scenarios, shedding light on matters, because I read that about you.
Oh, thank you.
So let's talk about CC. What is it? Freeing CC.
Free CC,
Free
yes.
CC. And Laverne Cox is the
Yes.
executive producer.
Yes, she's wonderful. We were very lucky to have Laverne Cox involved with this project. I was a showrunner for In the Life, which was on public televisions. And it started out, it was going to be a segment first. And Laverne wanted to do a segment on how trans women of color are victimized in the streets just for walking and being who they are, presenting as they see their authentic, true selves. And I wanted to help Laverne with that. And so we started to create a story that was going to air on the show. And the show ended up going off air, unfortunately. And I just came to Laverne afterwards and I said, I would love to make this a feature film. And I went all in, I raised money for it. And I took Laverne out to St. Cloud, Minnesota, and we visited Cece while she was incarcerated, because this is the story of Cece McDonald.
Let's share with our viewers the story of Cece and how
Cece-
she ended up incarcerated.
Sure. I mean, Laverne and I were very aware of Cece's story. It was Cece was with a group of her friends walking just outside of a bar, June 5th, 2011. So this happened a while back. And there were a group of people outside the bar, and they were shouting racial epithets and transphobic statements at her and her friends, who were gender nonconforming, queer, black youth. And they basically just came over to the group and said, listen, we have the right to walk the streets just like anybody else. And they, stood their ground, and a fight ensued. A woman on the other side of the bar group smashed a glass tumbler into Cece's face, and that's when the fight really went, it turned into a melee. And Cece was trying to get away and get away from the fight and walk away, but she was pursued by one of her attackers, and he ended up getting killed, getting stabbed,
Right.
as she defended herself.
Right.
And she was, of course, denied a self-defense claim. And so the film that I made with Laverne is that we basically went into the prison, talked to Cece, and we wanted to find out from her voice what happened that night. from her own words. And so we started with that interview, and Laverne just really rose up to, champion this film and get it out there in festivals like this Sunday, My True Colors.
Congratulations on
Thank
that.
you.
Just because, it's really challenging to take in the fact that someone was pushed into a corner to have to defend themselves, and, not to justify the actions taken, but when you're pushed in a corner, you do whatever's necessary to survive, right?
Right, and it's something that I hope that I never have to do.
Right.
I mean,
We all do,
and
yeah.
exactly, it's something that you would hope that the system would be there to support you, and the system wasn't there for Cece. The system didn't see Cece as a victim defending her life. So
when
she was incarcerated.
Was she incarcerated with men or women?
She was put in a men's prison because that's what they do with trans women who have not had, sexual reassignment surgery.
Wow.
So, we got to meet her while she was incarcerated. We did the interview. And then when she came out, we just really wanted to see, what was it going to be like for her. And she evolved as this advocate of
Nice.
prison abolition.
Nice.
Which is a pretty intense subject.
Yeah, I can only imagine. I can only imagine. I'm very fascinated by the story, and thank you for sharing, and thank you for documenting it. And please, let's just share with everyone where they can see it.
They can see it this Sunday at My True Colors Festival, and it's going to be at 30 John Street at the IFP Made in New York building, and that starts at 6 o'clock this Sunday.
All right, thank you once again, Jack.
Thank you.
Karis.
Thanks.
For
Rhina.
more on My True Colors Festival and a full list of all their events, be sure to visit mytruecolorsfestival.com. Okay, we're taking a quick break, but don't go anywhere. Bobby C's Weekly Sports Roundup is coming up next.